Welcome to a brand new episode of the Good Guys Podcast. My name is Brandon Dixon. I am a humble father of four, and as always, I am joined by none other than the Honorable, the Reverend Joshua Azir.
What's good, BD? How you feeling?
I'm feeling all right, man. I'm feeling all right. I'm not going to lie. I'm feeling kind of old right now. Feeling kind of old.
Yep.
But I'm here.
Why you feeling old, BD?
I was got bad back. Sometimes, we forget how old we are. Okay. And we go a little bit too far. I was playing basketball the other day and got a little carried away.
No, did someone cross you away? Like, did you get carried off the court? Like, what you mean when you got carried away?
No one was carrying me off the court.
Oh, okay.
In all actuality, okay, truth be told, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn, I was handing out buckets. Okay. All right, at a very high level, if I do say so myself.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, but what happened is I had scored on this guy probably like. I had given him like the last 5 or 6 buckets in a row. And so, you know how after that, they're going to get real aggressive.
Yeah.
So, I was going to the basket on him, going for a layup. And, he kind of fouled me, ran into me, bumped me. And I kind of went back at a weird angle. And I guess just tweaked something in my back. So that's kind of what happened there. I finished the lay though. Okay.
Then you had to go lay down.
Make no doubt.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then I had to go lay down after
There's no worse experience, man. That's why I stopped playing 2.5 games in. First 2 games, I'm giving them buckets and then I'm giving them buckets as if I'm sunning them. Mm-hmm. Not verbally sunning them, but they're just shocked. See, most people, when they see me come on the court, like especially when I played at high school, and so they be bringing their friends, and their friends look at me and be like, I got old dude. I said, okay, yep. See, One thing these young people got to understand, if you just play, I ain't going to bother you. But when you start chirping, when you start talking, I'm going to light you up the first 2.25 games. About time I got you mad.
Wait.
Go ahead, B. What you say?
2.25. What do you mean?
2 games and a quarter of the third.
It's fractional hooping. What is going on here? What do you mean?
Listen, 2 full games.
Uh-huh.
That third game, about when the score is like 4-4 and we go into 12 or 11, I'm pretty much done after that because I know when I'm tired. See, if I done gave you buckets for the first 2 games, I'm tired that third game. But you are mad and still young. So I've reached my limit, which means I'm gonna go for every jab. I'm gonna go for every up fake. You're gonna say something crazy. I'm gonna lock in on defense, and then you're gonna give me that tween double cross, and then I'm crossed over. And I pictured that. And then about time they come back down, they be like, Mr. Azzy, oh yeah, get somebody out. Get somebody else. Nah, old head, come on back. Nah, bro, we good. See y'all next week.
Oh, so you quit mid-game, so you'll just like, hey, I'm done. Coach, come sub me out.
Yeah, I'm done.
Sub me. Okay,
I'm
wow.
Done.
Okay, wow. That's a strategy.
Yeah.
That's an approach. I don't have that sage wisdom yet. I still be forgetting and thinking that I'm still in my 20s, and that's why here I stand crippled before you, but still here, sitting in this chair recording this podcast. So I'm here for you guys. If this isn't a segue into please hit that subscribe button, I don't know what is. I'm here with a half paralyzed, giving you guys the podcast. So if you haven't done so already, okay, I plead with you, I beg of you, hit that subscribe button, okay? If you have already hit the subscribe button, if you're already a part of the Good Guys family, smash that like button, okay? Hop in the comments, share the video, whatever you can do to help us grow this podcast. We certainly appreciate it. And yeah, other than that, we've got a great show for you guys today. J.E., how are you feeling? You excited? You ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go, man. I'm excited. We three full weeks in. That's big. That's longer than our second season, I think.
I don't know about that. I don't know about the validity of that, but okay, we'll rock with
So
it.
I'm proud of you, Brandon. We're here. We're still rolling.
You know what? Yes, we are. Okay, and we have to celebrate the small wins. And so
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started, as we customarily do, with the weekly airing of grievances. And I've got one today, J.E., and I'm not happy about it. Okay? It hurts me. It hurts me to have to talk about this, but we got to do it. Okay? So if you've been, on the social medias, on the internets this past couple of weeks, you've probably seen this scenario. I'm going to play the clip, and then we're going to discuss. So sad. So sad. Wow.
This is fire. I love this. Love this. Dion will love this. Absolutely. One more.
And that's it. That's it. That's the clip. And J.E., the internets have gone wild with this clip. And for good reason. For good reason, J.E. Listen, there's so many things wrong with this clip. Let me count the ways. First and foremost, and here's what I'm going to do here on the Good Guys podcast. We're fair and balanced coverage, okay? So I did read that maybe before the video cut on, Michael Ealy actually did acknowledge Jonathan Majors before he proceeded to greet Megan Good, okay? So let's assume that happened. I don't care if you dapped me up. I don't care if we shared words. I don't care if you encouraged me as a brother in the acting industry. I don't care what you did to acknowledge me beforehand. You're not about to go hug my girl with me standing right there, and not just hug her, J.E., because I'm okay with the hug. I'm okay with that. Now, to be honest, it probably needs to be a church side hug, to be honest with you. I have no problem with that. If you give her a full-on hug, I'm looking at you a little sideways, but I'll probably let it rock. But what you're not about to do, J.E., is wrap your arms around my girl. Pick her up off of the ground, J.E. Her feet are off the ground, in the air, pitter-pattering back there. Swinging. She's screaming, "Oh, my God." You're not about to do that, and I'm standing right there, J.E. It's not going to happen. It doesn't. We can't do that. We can't do that. That is disrespectful. I don't care if you greeted me beforehand. First and foremost, if you did greet me beforehand, and did you hug my wife like that, I need you to greet me again afterwards. Okay?
Pick me
I need
up.
you to get. Well, yeah, I don't know about that, but
pick me up, bro. Pick me up. Do the same thing.
do the same. That's fine. Yeah, do the same thing. Give me a hug. I need on that second dap. I need to give you that firm. You know what I mean? That, and I need to look you in the eyes and let you know, hey sir, hey bro, that's not. You know what I mean? That was a little bit extra. You're Michael Ealy. Okay, which leads me to my second problem with this whole scenario. Michael Ealy has hazel eyes. Okay,
that's the problem.
If you have hazel eyes, you don't get to do that.
You
don't get to do that.
Hazel eyes is like witchcraft. Like,
yeah.
I don't got time for you to blink twice and then she's under a spell.
No. If you have hazel eyes, first, listen, you shouldn't be hugging my wife like that, picking her feet up off the ground. That's number one. If you have hazel eyes, like we're just adding to the layers of disrespect here. You have hazel eyes. Come on, you know what you have. You know what I mean? Like
you know what you got, bro.
You know what you're dealing with. You can't do that to my lady. That's my lady. Okay? You're Michael Ealy. We know that you're Mr. Steal Your Girl. You can't do that. Okay? The levels of disrespect, J.E., I can't fathom, how Jonathan Majors is going to recover from this. I'm quite interested to see what conversations were had later in that day. Listen, the psalmist, the disgraced psalmist Drake once said, "I know those kind of hugs." Okay, those are the hugs I used to give to women when I used to have relations. I knew them, as they said in the Bible. Those are those type of hugs. Okay, and that's the kind of hug that was, J.E. I don't need you to be giving my girl that kind of hug. Even, I don't know what the situation was in the past, but we're here now. We're not worried about the past. But when you hug her like that, it gets the mind to thinking and it gets the wheels to turning. J.E., how do you feel about this situation? What are your thoughts? Because I'm bothered.
It's definitely a major problem. No pun intended.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, man, I had to, man.
Yeah.
As I was going through that footage, so much gripped me. Like, why didn't he grip him? But I understood, though. Michael Ealy is no fool.
Okay.
He knows Jonathan Majors' hands are dangerous.
Okay.
He knew that what you gonna do, bro? There's no worse place to be in when someone tries you on that premise of what you gonna do. Jonathan Majors' facial expressions, I felt every ounce of those emotions. On one thought, the first male instinct was, I'm going to cuss this dude out, jack him up, punch him in the face, knock him out. But I'm a professional.
Yeah.
But one thing your face don't do, it don't quickly register with those thought processes. His face looked like he was grabbing for stuff. He was looking left or right.
Fumbling with his glasses.
Fumbling with his glasses.
You didn't know what to do.
You know what that means?
What's that mean?
I was about to kill you. If I was in that man's shoes, man, there's nothing you can do. Because you know why? She's coming home with me.
Okay. That's a mature way to look at it.
But what I would do is, after the photo, and the guy who's taking the picture got on my nerves talking about, I like this. What'd he say? The guy taking the picture.
Like that.
I'm like, fam, bro, hold on. You with Michael? You with him? You with the ops?
Yeah.
Because Guy Code knows, hey, yo, what you doing?
And that's another thing really quick. I would have confiscated that camera. Like, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like, it's disrespectful, but it's a whole nother level of disrespect when I know that this is going to get out to the masses. If nobody's going to see it, then okay, it's Michael Ealy. They used to work together. Maybe it's not that big of a deal. But if you are sitting here recording this, oh no, because I know what social media is going to do with that.
But at the same time, after all the video footage, after all the hee ha-has, hey, come here, Michael. Let me talk to you real quick.
Let me holler at you, man.
Let me holler at you, man.
Let me holler at you for a second.
Holler at you. I know you saw Creed, right?
I ain't too far removed from that training.
And I got some credentials, okay?
Ooh.
That would dent you. And pick her up again and see what happens. You won't be picked up no more. Because once I knock you out, you done for good. That's all you got to do. Have a conversation. Let him know, listen, I'm richer than you. Yes.
Is he?
Michael Ealy. I don't know too much about Michael Ealy.
He's been in a lot of movies.
Bro, he's been in what is the top movies Michael Ealy's been in? And how many years ago?
So he hasn't. I don't think he's been in like the blockbusters that Jonathan Majors has been in. But he has more, and he's been doing it longer. I feel like.
Let me ask you a question. One Creed, the paycheck that he got from Creed, promise you, he made more doing Creed than all the movies Michael Ealy has done put together.
I don't know about Creed alone, but I will say Creed combined with that Marvel money is
Oh
different.
no, I'm
That
so
Marvel
sorry.
money is different.
I forgot about that's marvelous things with Marvel. Okay,
That Marvel money hit different.
so and I got Marvel ties, fam.
Yeah.
You keep playing, you'll never see a director, you'll never see a camera, you'll never see lights again. Actually, your lights will be out. That's all you do, fellas. That's all you do. Have a conversation, because one thing we're not going to do is stoop down to their level, because the reason why Michael Ealy did that was because Jonathan Majors is doing major things. Anytime a guy does anything with your lady in that regard, or does anything, he actually envies you. And I'm pretty sure Megan Good has, she had her, she's an actress. I'm sure she's respectfully have done some things and done some people or been whatever. But at the same time, my bad. Sorry.
All respect to Megan Good if you're
respectfully,
this,
Megan.
probably
Respectfully. Like, but what I'm saying is, even if y'all had something previously, bro, she's mine now. And she ain't gonna want you, because last time I checked, looked like Jonathan Majors, like he's about 6'3", 6'2". Michael Ealy, like he about 5'6", 5'7".
That's true.
But I mean, Michael, man, first off, bro, if you watching this, man, don't pick up a man's girl, bro. Don't do that. You're playing with life and death. And the things about these higher ups, bro, you may have hugged her today, but you got someone knocking on your door tomorrow. You got something. Yeah. Listen. If I'm Jonathan Majors, that's why I knew he was fumbling. He's probably looking for his phone. I'm about to text somebody, bro. Next thing you know, stuff is moved around your house. Things just seem like somebody's watching you. Like, bro, that's why it's not. Listen, fellas, I'm not condoning these things. I'm just letting you know this things happen.
Yeah.
Don't try to win the battle, man. Win the war. Probably made no sense.
Very mature way to look
at
at it.
Yeah, man.
No. You're right. You're right. That in all retrospect, I know we're making light of the situation, but in real life, you probably don't want to crash out in the middle of the streets with a guy. If we gonna have a conversation, I will say that we're gonna have a conversation afterwards. I'm not crashing out, because I'm not fighting nobody in 2024, and I'm not fighting anybody at my age. Like, those days are over.
You get you hire people for that. Yeah,
exactly. And well, I mean, they're not going to really do anything, but I'm just talking about from a practical perspective for us. I'm not fighting anybody, because people carry guns nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not.
Maybe that's what Jonathan was reaching for. He forgot where he was at, because he was doing a lot of reaching, bro. I said, Jonathan, man, it's okay, man. And everyone else talking crazy about Jonathan Majors. Let me see you do something different in that situation. Let me see, how would you handle yourself in that situation? So I read some things, but are people picking on Jonathan Majors? Are people laughing at him? What are they doing?
Basically, yeah. And if we're being fair, like, he can't swing on Michael Ealy. Like, first and foremost, Jonathan Majors is just getting himself out of,
exactly.
a little bit of legal trouble. So
yeah,
he's
so he
just getting his good image
and
back.
And that's why Michael Ealy did it, because he knew Jonathan is trapped.
See, that be them Hazel Eyed. That's what they be doing.
That's what they do, because that's all they got. That's all they got. When you've been told you got pretty eyes all your life, and that stuff worked in high school. That stuff worked in your 20s. But when you get older and that's all you got left, hey, us big, stocky, brown-skinned dudes, we always are in. Light skins always come in and out. Us dark skins, us especially, we stay there because we hold things down. We know where we come from. We know we're not cute. we know we've been feeling our personalities for decades, bro. We got our personalities intact. And if all you had was pretty eyes and pretty skin, you never worked on your personality. Michael Ealy doesn't love himself, because if he loved himself, he'll love his brother. That's guy code. Yeah. Listen, when I walk into a room with somebody else's wife or whoever, I don't even talk to her. I don't see her. I don't see her. If I see you, I see y'all. So if
I'm not initiating no hug with somebody else's wife.
I don't hug nobody else's woman.
I will speak. If she moves towards me to give me a hug,
I mean, extended. I mean, I'm talking about extended warranty.
Extended.
Extended warranty, bro. We have,
Extended warranty.
no.
The extendo clip.
The extendo
I'm
clip.
putting that.
No, man. You saw people can literally walk in between us. That's how far extended I am.
There will be no doubt that I am respecting you as a man. That is your wife.
And only thing I ain't even touching nothing behind you. Like my hand is out. They be like, man, why your palms out? I'm like, nah, she. You see my hands, bro? Bro. I'm so serious. I respect other people's people.
Yeah.
No, bro. And what Michael Ealy did revealed a lot of low self-esteem, a lot of insecurities, and he's mad that a tall, brown-skinned, Marvel-making dude has Megan Good. Yeah, see, that's all. I ain't saying nothing about that. You can do whatever. You can say whatever you want over there making noises and stuff. I don't know nothing about Megan. I don't even know who Megan Good is. Nope.
Yo, we'll stay off that topic. I don't want you to get in trouble.
Oh yeah, man, I'm straight, bro. I don't even know who. No, Megan bad.
She's a lovely woman of God. That's all she is. Yep.
Hey, Jonathan, Megan, y'all look good.
Our sister in the Lord.
Sister in the Lord. Yeah, man. But at the end of the day, that's you. I would tell Michael Ealy, you of your father, the devil. I will quote all type of scriptures, bro, because that's how mad I am. I was mad when I saw it, and I was mad at how people was reacting. I was like, fam, first off, I think it's even more egregious that you dapped me first and then proceeded. So you disarmed me. You disarmed me. Like that right there lets me know, okay, Michael Ealy, if I was Jonathan, I probably knew y'all had something going on back then. Cool. But when you dap me up, now that's why Jonathan looks so discombobulated, because he was disarmed because of the respect.
That's messed up, man.
So then you proceed to pick, bro. Who picks up somebody else's woman? Who does that?
That's wild.
That's wild. That means you playing psychological warfare. I have to get somebody to see you. If I can't see you, yep, I got legal stuff. Yep, someone's knocking at your door. I'm gonna make your life uncomfortable. I'm making your life. If I got Marvel money and I got Marvel connects, I'm gonna make your life. I'm gonna scare you straight. I'm gonna scare. Next time you see us, you're gonna walk by us. Man, that's why probably God ain't made me rich, bro. Because the day I get rich, I'm rich of the Lord, rich a lot of things. But I'm talking about as far as like making a lot of money.
Yeah.
Man, don't do that to me, man, because I ain't wired straight. Not. You don't. That's why, fellas, you don't know what a man. You don't know how a man's gonna respond.
Yeah.
Picking somebody else's woman up, and she squeals. You got a sound out of her,
man.
And she's kicking me in my leg because her feet is up. Bro,
I'm over here getting kicked.
And we probably just had an argument coming in here, so no wonder, bro. See, Jonathan Majors is a better man than me. I'm honestly, y'all may think I'm a preacher. Cool, he's a better man than me. I'm talking about in those split reactions. But honestly, I probably would have been fumbling too, because I'm like, bro,
he can't do that right now. He can't.
Yeah,
he just can't.
He can't.
Those optics would be terrible, bro.
No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. No.
Yes, it would.
No.
If for the hood, no, they'd be great for the hood.
Yeah.
But for where he's trying to go,
that's all you need. That's all you need. He's gonna get even more roles. Tyler Perry's called him for sure.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get the Tyler Perry roles. Yeah, look at those.
Oh yeah, you're right. Them Marvel people, man, they don't.
But the Marvel, no, they're not.
Tyler Perry loves that dark skin, light skin guy stuff. He loves that.
Oh yeah.
You can swing. You a dark skin, you can swing. Oh yeah, I got plenty of roles for you.
Yeah.
Nah, that's smart though, Jonathan. Man, that's what happens when you don't got Marvel money. You probably do wild out. But when you got, because we don't know. Listen, and secondly, we don't know his plans with Megan Good, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, you don't want to fight for something that ain't your wife yet. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you still,
that is true.
yeah. I mean, you still show
That's true. It's not his wife.
not his wife, but at the same time, I know she assured him because I know Megan is like, what we had was in the past with what's his name, Neely. What's his? I don't know his name. Michael Neely.
Michael Ealy.
Ealy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could tell he didn't. Yeah, his name is real soft. Michael Ealy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm mad, man, because I'm dark skinned, bro. I'm mad, man. Man, that made me mad, bro, because I was like, fam, man, stop. Light skins, man, stop that, bro. Stop that. Because listen, stop it. Anyway, fellas, don't allow that to bring major problems into your life. Sometimes it's just better to walk away. Sometimes it's better to walk away and get laughed at online and still collect those Marvel checks than to check a person for picking up your wife and you squander the whole thing. So
there you go.
Don't. That's a minor problem for major people like Jonathan Majors.
Okay. Well said, J.E. All right, we're gonna let it go. We'll let him live. I'm sure he's okay. I'm sure he's okay.
Because I was like, man, Michael Ealy would turn to Michael Squealy. Because if you punch Michael Ealy, he would start squealing, bro. Okay, let's move on, BD. I'm upset, man. Hey, Jonathan, listen to me, man. I got you. Don't worry about it, man.
You did the right thing, man.
You did the right thing. Don't let
thing.
these people laugh at. Don't listen. Rich people don't care about the laughs of broke people.
No.
Keep making your money.
Exactly. That's what it boils down to. Don't mess up the checks.
Yeah. And then
all right, we're gonna keep it.
But hire somebody to check them though. You don't check them, but hire somebody to check them. Let them know, hey, I ain't the one. You do gotta let fellas. You do respectfully, legally. You gotta let people know I ain't the one. Okay.
Yeah.
You might not be able to do it, but send somebody there. Let them know I ain't the one.
Or have a conversation. Like I said, I might not crash out, but we're going to have a conversation afterwards.
All this is just fun and games, but I would definitely have put him to the side, man. I would have checked him. I would have checked him like that. But as far as checking him in his cheek, on his chin, I wouldn't have done that.
You can't mess up the money.
All right, let's keep on, Brandon. I'm upset, man.
You seem kind of passionate about this.
Yeah, man.
We're going to go ahead and move on. All right. I saw a clip on social media that was going around, and people were pretty interested in it. So I thought we would play the clip. It is Kevin Durant, NBA player, one of the greatest scorers of all time in the NBA. And he's single. You know, you have some NBA players like LeBron James or Steph Curry that, get married and they have families and things like that. Kevin Durant has remained single over the years, and on this particular podcast, I guess he was kind of talking about his views on relationship and love. Let's play the clip.
Okay.
I started to understand women a little bit more as I got. Well, early on, I understood that she's not mine. Even if she may be my girlfriend, she might be influenced by other people.
No. KD, you're selling yourself short of the greatest energy in this world that is love.
So
I mean, he's right, but
I don't trip on that relationship. If we having a good time for a moment, then cool. If you end up venturing off, and I do too, it is what it is.
But don't you know anybody that's been married for decades?
Yeah, I know some people
that
are married for a couple weeks.
Yeah, but you're focusing too much on those people.
I'm focusing on everything.
When you go on
All right, that's the gist of the clip. A lot going on there. First and foremost, what the guy to the left? Why was he gazing into his eye? First of all,
Man,
if I'm trying to make my point on the podcast, I need you not to be sitting there gazing into my eyes with your leg cocked up, just gazing into my eyes like that. I don't know how KD was able to focus and make a coherent point, but never mind that. But yeah, so he gave what his thoughts were, I guess, on relationships and love, and I just thought, it would make for good conversation. Obviously, KD he's an athlete. He makes a lot of money, so he has a lifestyle that most men don't have. So I think his perspective on love and relationships can be a little skewed, especially in his scenario. So if you look at, like, for example, like a LeBron James, he met his wife Savannah when they were in high school. Steph Curry, same thing. He was in Charlotte, met Aisha in high school. So I can kind of understand, like, once you get to a certain level of affluence and, fame, it probably is kind of difficult to meet someone and know that they are there for the right reasons and they have the right intentions and they actually like me for me, as opposed to just the lifestyle that I can provide. So I can certainly kind of understand where he's coming from there. So from that perspective, it's kind of unfortunate. Obviously, his approach is going to be a little bit different from ours as believers. He's having casual relationships and things like that. Whereas, we're not necessarily trying to do that. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. And I think that it kind of lends itself to, like, it made me think about, as a man of God, what are the things that we need to be focusing on as far as, number one, developing ourselves into becoming, because KD, I guess, would be considered like a high value man in in society. And it got to me to thinking, like, what does a man of God focus on in order to become a high value man, a high value man of God? Because I think that, again, KD's, affluence allows him to have a different experience. And, he has women who approach him and he's not sure of their intentions. So as a man of God, I guess what I'm trying to get at is, what are the things that we can develop that make us a high value man of God, and that allow us to find relationships that are actually, real relationships, that, and find women that are actually looking for the right things. So that is a very loaded question. But J.E., I toss it to you. Right. What are your thoughts on everything that I just said?
Yeah, man, a lot of things comes to mind, especially when you bring up the term high value man of God. Of course, we heard the term high value men. But thanks to Brandon, he added the of God part, which is very significant, because whatever you of will determine how far you go above. So if you're a high value man of this world's viewpoints of what value is, then you're only going to get partial value. When it comes to us men, when it comes to us creating that level of value, that value must be holistic. There's a lot of high value men in the world's frame of mind. The highest value of a man is how much money can he bring? How far can his provision stretch? But as a man of God, that individual must examine his life from an eternal perspective, a holistic perspective. So here are some things that makes a man of God value. Number one, his value comes from God alone. His worth and his value comes from God. His worth and his value doesn't come from his career. His worth and his value doesn't come from his money. His worth and value doesn't come from his accolades and achievements. His value, his esteem, who he is, what determines his worth and value comes from God. Because when a man finds his value from God, then everything that he exudes from him will be valuable. That's why man has to ask themselves, what is valuable that I have to offer? For instance, one of the most valuable things that a man can offer a family is connection and closeness to God. The second most valuable thing a man can have is a stable, single-minded mind. That man is focused. He's not double-minded. The Bible says a double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. The third most valuable asset of a man of value, that's a man of God, is he's emotionally stable. His peace comes from God. His peace don't come from side pieces. His peace comes from the peace that only the peace giver can give, who is God. He's physically strong. He's dangerous. That's what makes a valuable man. He's physically dangerous. What I mean by that? He's physically dangerous, but he's also self-controlled, meaning that if push comes to shove, he'll push and shove. He's able to defend. He's not running behind stuff. He's able to protect. He's physically able to protect. He's mentally able to protect. He is spiritually able to protect. He's emotionally able to protect. Protection is not just about having the means to get things done, but is being able to think 3 moves ahead to make sure that the family is protected. That's why the Bible says a man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. But in order to leave an inheritance for your children's children, you have to be thinking about your children's children. So my mind went all over the place, man. I didn't want to labor too long because I know you may have some valuable points to offer. But when it comes to a man of value, his value must come from God. And that value system will determine his values. See, I don't think we talk a lot about values, Brendan, as far as a culture. Like, what are your values? Do you value purity? Do you value where a woman can be at peace? She could be stable. She could be secure because she knows you're not trying to unsecure her bra. You're not trying to unsecure her pants. She knows for a fact that this man, I don't have to worry about his motives because he's a man of God. That's why I tell women all the time, don't trust a man who doesn't honor God. If a man is telling you we should shack up, if a man telling you that we should do this or X, Y, Z, that man has already compromised God. If that man compromises God, he's going to compromise you. If that man doesn't revere and reverence God, he's not going to revere and reverence you. So, man, there's a lot of things we have to cultivate in the ecosystem of personal development to make sure that our value comes from God, which removes all that off the table. Then secondly, we create the values of God, that we value what the word of God says. We value purity. We value the position of husband. We value it so much that we adopt the values. And I think those, I know I said a lot, but all those things clumped together is enough for people to process, to ask, men especially, hey, do I value the things of God? Does God ultimately determine my value and worth so I don't have to bend for anything or anyone? And what can I offer that's valuable holistically? Because a woman, cool, you can, man, that's a lot. I talk to a lot of kids. I talk to a lot of couples where the man is financially well off. They live in a big house. They have nice cars. The wife got a Suburban. She got an Escalade. Kids go to private schools. Everything's provided for, but the man is not emotionally available. I think some of the worst homes is a dad present who's not present.
Yeah.
Versus a dad that's not there.
Yeah. And that's kind of, what I was wanting to get at because like we talked or like we saw in the clip, he said that, he didn't really, he would date girls and his mentality is just, oh, okay, well, it's just my turn. And, if she ends up going in a different direction, that's fine. And that's cool. And again, like I was saying, the reason why he experiences life and relationships in that way is because of, what he brings to the table as a high value man in society. So I think to kind of relate it to us as good guys or as men of God, I wanted to talk about, and I'm glad you brought up those points as far as like what does that look like in our world? As far, what does it look like to be a high value man of God? Because what that's going to produce is the kind of relationships that are opposite of the kind of relationships that Kevin Durant is having. You know what I mean? We don't want those kinds of relationships. I don't want any part of a relationship where it's just super casual and if you just go in another direction, then that's fine and I'll move on to no, that's not the kind of relationships that I'm pursuing. So as a single man, what are the kind of things that we need to develop in order to become a high value man of God? And you alluded to a lot of really good points, J.E. I would say, like you said, you alluded to emotional intelligence. That's definitely one of the things that, I think that we need to make sure that we're developing as men of God. yes, it is great. And the Bible helps with that. Reading the scriptures, digging in the scriptures, developing our relationship with God helps with that. But also, hey, sometimes it's okay to, if you need to go to therapy, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Like breaking that stigma that there's something wrong with, seeing a therapist and talking to somebody, being able to process and understand the things that, happen to you as a child and at different stages in your life that may impact, the way that you react to things now. So really just kind of understanding yourself and having that emotional intelligence, I think, is one of the things that, allows you to be a high value man of God. Number two, and most importantly, is actually having that relationship with God, actually understanding that, hey, it's my job in a relationship to be the spiritual head of the household. So having that relationship with God that's solid, having that prayer life, being able to discern. We talked about a little bit last week about discernment, being able to discern different situations and scenarios that you might run into as a couple. That is another thing that, makes you a high value man of God. I think financial stability to a certain point plays a role there for sure, because I think, it's important for us as men to be good stewards of what God's given us. Doesn't mean that you have to be Kevin Durant. Doesn't mean that you have to be a millionaire. Doesn't mean that you have to, just be balling out of control. But having control of your finances, being able to offer a certain level of stability, yeah, I think that definitely makes you a high value man of God. So can you hold down a job if that needs, if that's the case? If you're not looking to work a 9 to 5, if you do want to be an entrepreneur, that's fine, but might want to, make sure you develop that and make sure that is sound before you're really looking at bringing someone else into your life, if that is the case. So a certain level of stability, I would say, it would make you a high value man of God. What else? The ability to lead, I think, is something that's very important as far as establishing yourself as a high value man of God. Understanding that leading is not just you being a dictator and saying, hey, you need to do this, 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 and this. Leading means you getting out in front, setting the example. So in every facet of life, whether that is spiritually, hey, you see me praying, you see me making sure that we're going to church. Whether that's physically, hey, you see me going to the gym, you see me keeping myself, having a certain level of discipline and keeping myself in halfway decent physical condition. I can go up the stairs without passing out. I can go for a layup without, getting my having a back sprain, going into back spasms. Yeah. So, getting out in front, setting the example, leading from the front, those are traits. So these are all traits that, I think are different from what is being promoted in society today. I think in society today, you get a lot of, you need to have it all together before you meet someone, and that makes you a high value man. You need to have the 6-figure job. You need to be driving the late model car. You need to already have your place and be a homeowner. And I think, that kind of paralyzes a lot of single guys, a lot of, good brothers, into thinking, well, I can't really pursue anybody right now. I'm not a high value man. I got to be a high value man. And I think that that's not the case for us as believers. I believe what we're looking or what we're striving for should look a little bit different than, what it looks like for the world. So, yeah. J.E.,
no, that's powerful, man.
On?
No, that's all good, man. I mean, that's not too much to add, if any at all. It's just very important for single men to understand, hey, man, we are not of this world. None of us men, married men or single men, are of this world. Therefore, you got to dictate or how can I say this? Better guard yourself on what you allow to influence the way you view yourself as a man.
Yeah.
That's why, listen, man, sometimes you just got to unplug. Just unplug from some podcasts, unplug from some outlets, unplug from some Instagram pages you follow. Like, yes, it's cool to be inspired. It's cool to see people in Rolls Royces and Bentleys, and it's cool to be aspirational and inspired. But make sure that you're not so consumed in that you forget about making sure the other areas are high value. Because what you'll do is you'll put all of your energy, all of your effort to gain the value standards of this world. And then when you do find your girl, you find out that you're not able to give her the world that you chased to go get her for. Because the world that a woman of God wants, she want a world of peace. She want a world of stability. She want a world of knowing that no matter what goes on this planet, my home is at peace. That you know how to pray heaven close. That you and God are close and best friends. Like your children want to be able to see you, like Brandon said, praying and leading by example. Like, people should be seeing the authenticity and the intimacy of your relationship with God. That right there is probably the most valuable thing you can offer anyone, is that you and God are close. Because if you grow spiritually, everything else grows. Spiritual growth grows everything. Because when you spiritually grow, you're growing in wisdom, you're growing in self-esteem, you're growing in gentleness. You're growing in meekness. You're growing in kindness. You're growing in love. So all those things are valuable assets that the world doesn't have. And this ain't no knock to Kevin Durant. This ain't no knock to any person making that kind of money. But man, what's the point of casually doing anything? I don't got time to casually do anything. I have to be intentional about everything. And that mentality of this, let's just be casual. If it works, and no, I'm not investing myself in anything that I don't see working.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, you know, looking at the clip, I mean, it's hard to feel bad for Kevin Durant. He's rich, but at the same time, it's just like, the way he views love and relationships, I did kind of find myself feeling a little bad for him, because it's just tough. Like, I don't know. That just doesn't sound appealing to me at all. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're in a relationship. It's just my turn. Like, I know other dudes have had her before. I know other dudes will have her afterwards. It's just my turn. And then I go on to, and it's just like, yo, that, you know, and the guys in the video are hilarious. KD, I just feel like you're robbing yourself of the greatest. But that is true, though. Like, you know, we look at, you know, again, what the world says is, you know, a high value man and what you need to be doing. Yeah, that's great. But the type of woman what kind of woman is that going to attract? You know, I'm single now. So I could say, hey, I want to wait until, I get a 3-story penthouse downtown. You know, I want to wait till I get the Mercedes Benz. Okay. And then now that I got all this together, I'm going to step out and I'm going to start dating. That's cool. But like, yo, who are you trying to attract with that?
Who you're trying to attract. Yeah.
You know, the type of woman that you're going to attract is the type of woman that as soon as another dude comes along and he's got the 4-story townhouse, and he's got the 2024 Range Rover, he pulls up in that, she's left you and she's gone on to that, because guess what? That's what attracted her. Mm-hmm. That's what you led with.
There you go. That right there, Brandon, is the most powerful thing said about in this segment. That's what you led with. That is so profound, because if you lead with that, then you have to continue to feed that.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So now if you lead with the aura of, I'm a man of God, I care about godly values, I care about godly standards, I care about these different things. Yes, by you being Kevin Durant, you're still going to probably attract some people just off of your name alone.
Sure.
But when it comes to those inner circles where people just the same type of women are in or out interchangeable, I promise you, there's a woman working in the front office of the Indiana Pacers who's a nice young lady. I'm pretty sure that not every woman in the NBA world is that type of girl, right? There are some great, wholesome people that when they catch that value scent off of you, and they smell that you are a man of God, you got that God cologne on, you got that high value man of God cologne on, and she smells that and is similar to what she smelt from God, and she begin to say, hey, you smell like my Father, you smell like God, like we share the same godly standards and values, man, you'll be surprised what opens up. Because let me tell you something about God. God, you're not hard to find when it comes to God. The one that God has for you, if you living godly and you doing things right, man, listen, you will be surprised when you bump up against that woman that God has for you. So, fellas, don't wait till you're able to lead financially, pulling up in a rented car, pulling up, burning your wheels and burning your energy to get this house and get this stuff, and then you lead with that. Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool to have, but that shouldn't be all you have.
Yeah.
That's why they say rich is loud. Hold on, I forgot what they said. Wealth whispers. Wealthy is quiet. Wealth is quiet. Rich is loud. People who's new to these kind of stuff, they lead with rich. Oh, I'm rich. Yeah, because they never experienced wealth. But you don't have to experience wealth to know what wealth is, especially if you know that you're a king's kid. You know that you're a part of a kingdom and you carry yourself that way. Man, a woman wouldn't mind building with you. Now, don't get me wrong. You got to make sure you have something. But
right.
What I'm saying is you'll have more to lead in the interaction than you would, oh, I got this. You see I'm coming out of a Porsche or I'm coming out of a Rolls Royce. Man, every woman's going, but a woman of God, she's going to be like, that's cool, but do you know my Lord and Savior? Like, what's your walk with God like? Girls like that don't care about all that stuff. Nice.
Exactly.
But how's your life? Yeah.
A real woman of God is going to be more concerned with, like you said, number one, your relationship with God. But more importantly, like if you got that Porsche, you got that Benz, like, do you know how to manage money though? Like, are you a good steward of the money that you have? Exactly. You know, so you could be like I said, you don't have to have those things necessarily, but you do want to have a certain level of stability. Yep. So that could just look like, hey, I have a stable job and I know how to budget and I live below my means. I know how to set money aside and invest. I have a 401k. You know, I'm setting money aside for investments. No, I don't drive the fanciest car, but my car is paid off. No, I don't have all these expensive things, but I don't have a whole lot of debt. Yep. So if you know what I mean, if you have that kind of stability, if you have that kind of financial literacy, if you have a relationship with God, then you're going to attract the right kind of woman. And it's not going to be the type of woman who's just going to run off with the next guy who comes along with more than what you have.
That's right.
So I'm glad I feel like I positioned it horrible in the beginning there, but we got where I wanted to go with it.
Well, so you was distracted because I was distracted by how that guy was. I mean, that guy wants love. That guy beside Kevin Durant definitely loves Kevin Durant and wish that, because the way, I mean, I ain't never, if a man ever leaned like that toward, I mean, his elbow, his body language was given like, love, Kevin, love. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's probably why Kevin is casually, because Kevin, that's making me raise some eyebrows. I got some questions. Like, first off, why my man so close to you? Why is my man?
Hey man, like, is we got a widescreen camera or something? You still in the shot, man.
Yeah,
people over a little bit.
People gonna talk about, oh, Kevin's comfortable in his sexuality. Great. Any man is gonna feel uncomfortable with a man. His breath is touching my neck. Like, that's how close you are. Man. Your elbow. So man, that was.
I can feel your breath on the nape of my neck. Like, sir, that's inappropriate. You got to back off a little bit.
Yeah, man, that was hard for me to hear what Kevin was saying. I saw what the guy was doing, and I was like, man, Kevin, be careful out here, man.
Be careful out here.
Be careful out here, man.
All right, we'll go ahead and move on to the next topic of the day, and this should be a good one. So some of you may not, watch a lot of sports television. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But in sports news, Skip Bayless apparently is leaving Undisputed, which is the sports television show on FS1 that he's been on for the past, I want to say 7, 8, 9, somewhere in there years. And there's a lot of people who feel strongly about Skip Bayless, and a lot of people, quite frankly, that are happy to see his what looks like demise. The reason for that, or at least a lot of a reason for that, is because of the incident that he had with Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe is a retired football player, tight end, who has made a name for himself after his NFL career in the sports media field. Skip Bayless gave Shannon Sharpe an opportunity on Undisputed when the show first started. And Shannon wasn't really that established, in the sports media field. I think he had did some work with CBS back in the day, but he wasn't anywhere close to where the level of success that he's garnered now. So Shannon Sharpe went on there with Skip Bayless on Undisputed, and he blew up. Like, he really increased his profile, and it got to the point where a lot of people were saying, Shannon Sharpe is the bigger star of the show, more so than Skip Bayless, who in his own right is a legend in the sports media field. So definitely deserves a lot of respect to that end. But he and Shannon ended up, there were a couple of really heated moments on TV where Skip, hurled some insults at Shannon Sharpe, and you could tell that, like, he, the line was crossed. And so they ended up parting ways, I think last summer, around this time, because they just weren't able to see eye to eye anymore. They weren't really able to maintain a working relationship. So ever since Shannon Sharpe left Undisputed, he got picked up on First Take. He's done unbelievably well there. He started, he was already doing Club Shay Shay, where he does like interviews with celebrities and things like that. He had the interview with Cat Williams early this year that absolutely went crazy. I think it's the highest, the interview with the most views in YouTube history. He has Nightcap, which is a show with he does with Chad Ochocinco. It's been extremely successful. So he's blown up ever since leaving Undisputed, and the show Undisputed has kind of fizzled. It didn't really look the same after Shannon left. Skip kind of had a rotating cast, but it never really popped, and now it looks like Skip is going to be leaving. I say all that to say that I think that there are some things that we can learn from this situation.
For sure.
And we'll talk to it more. Me and Josh kind of have opposing views on this one. I tend to side with Shannon. So I'm going to be saying what I learned from Shannon in this situation. Josh inexplicably likes Skip Bayless, so he's gonna I guess he's gonna give some points on what he and there are some points to learn from Skip's side of it as well. Shannon is not without fault by any means at all. So I'll start, I guess, with the first thing that I took from Shannon's point of view or side of this situation. And I think it can relate to a lot of times, like some of the situations that we encounter in our everyday life. For example, like in the workspace, and maybe to a lesser degree in relationships. But I definitely, like, you know what I mean? As you go to work every day and you experience things and office politics and things like that, I think there are some things that we can learn from Skip and Shannon's situation. So the first thing that I learned is, or took from it, is to always operate in excellence and be great at what you do, no matter what it is. Like I said, in Shannon's situation, it was being in the NFL. He was like a 6th-round draft pick, but he worked really hard and made himself into a Hall of Fame tight end. And then when he came to the media field, exhibited the same work ethic and operated in excellence, and really increased his profile. Like when Skip gave him the opportunity, and Skip did give him the opportunity in Skip's defense, but Shannon took advantage of it. He worked hard. He was very popular on the show. He was entertaining. He really broke down, or I guess I don't want to say revolutionized, but he really made strides in the digital field as far as social media, as far as promoting himself on the show. So he operated in excellence, and I think that's something that we can kind of take as believers, because when you operate in excellence, no matter what you run into, because there's always going to be people at your job or people in your life that are going to try to dim your light or see what you're trying to do and try to work against you. But if you operate in a spirit of excellence, God always has the opportunity to open doors and provide opportunities for you. It kind of takes me to the story. If you look at the story of Joseph in the Bible, that's always been a story that I've kind of gone back to and really studied. And you look at Joseph's situation, he had several instances where people were working against him, and no matter what the situation, no matter what situation he was in, he always operated in a spirit of excellence, and it allowed God to open doors and promote him and get him to where he's ultimately supposed to be. Started off with his brothers. They was hating. They was mad because he was stunting on him. He had the jacket with the colors and everything like that, the puffy jacket, whatever you want to call it. And his brothers was hating, and they threw him in the ditch or whatever, and he got sold into slavery. Listen, he could have hung it up there, because I'm telling you right now, that would have been it for me. That would have been the last that you heard of Brandon in the Bible if that happened to me. But he didn't. He didn't. He went into slavery, and he was excellent in everything that he did. He got noticed by Potiphar, and we can keep going. I'm not going to go through the whole story, but no matter what happened to him, he operated in a spirit of excellence. And when you operate in a spirit of excellence, no matter what, and it's going to happen, you're going to run into people and situations that are going to they're going to see your light. They're going to see, hey, that person is different. Hey, they're not hanging out with us when we're, talking junk about the manager. Hey, they're not cursing and using profanity. There's something different about them. They operate in a spirit of excellence, and they're gonna try to dim your light. But when you operate in that spirit of excellence, God is always going to be able to find a way to get you out of that situation and promote you. So that's one of the things that I learned from this situation. Even though Skip ended up, getting Shannon fired from the show, Shannon still landed on his feet because he operated in excellence. Stephen A. Smith reached out to him, gave him an opportunity on First Take. And again, you can see what he's done from there. So that's the first thing that I took from that situation.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not quite sure if Skip got him fired. But I would say, but yeah, back to what Brandon said, man. Like, one thing about Shannon Sharpe that translates to us is when we see somebody who got drafted, I think you said 6th round.
6th round, yeah.
And win was it 3 championships? Two
or three with 2 different
2
teams.
or 3 championships, and is able to go from helmets and pads to online television. Like, man, that is a work ethic. That's a mentality, and I think that is lost in the believers. I think there's a verse in the Bible along the lines of that the people of the world are smarter than my people. It was something along those lines. I'm not going to quote it, but the verse was given alluding to that the people of the world are more up to my principles, or because the Bible says it rains on the just as well as the unjust, meaning the principles of God is not selective just to the believer. There's a lot of people out there in the world that's working God's principles better than God's quote unquote people, because a lot of churches, all they talk about is miracles. All they talk about is their favorite Bible verses. All they talk about is all these different things. But you rarely hear about the principles of God. You rarely hear about the stewardship verses, the verses that leads to prosperity. See, the prosperity gospel has crept into the churches where all you got to do is pay your tithes and you're going to get blessed. There's nowhere in Scripture where that is the formula to financial wealth. That all you do is pay God and God has to bless you. pressed down, shaken together, running over. You have that ideology that creates a sit back and wait for God to do it type of posture.
Yep.
Versus, what does the word of God say about stewardship? What does the word of God say about finance? What does the word of God say about the lazy man, the slacker? A lot of people in the church need to go out there into the ant holes and look and study the ants.
Yep.
So what am I saying? One thing that I admired about Shannon Sharpe had a work ethic. You can see it the way he has kept his body in shape. You see it the way he takes on task. Yo, man, that is admirable. And I think we need to understand that and say, hey, do I have a solid work ethic? Can God see the thing about work ethic, whether you worship God or not, work ethic will get you through doors. Work ethic and excellence will get you anywhere on this planet. That's what happened to Shannon. No matter what happened between him and Skip, everyone knew his work ethic. See, that's what happens when you have evidence of champions, of being a champion. There's some things you learn in the sport or in the sport of life that if nobody can look back and say, okay, this guy's a winner. This guy wins. This woman wins. Like people want to be around winners. That's why no matter what happened to Shannon and Skip, his work ethic, his level of excellence got him another position. It got him to where he is. And that's good. No matter what happens on your job right now, no matter what happens where you are in entrepreneurship, whatever, man, don't burn bridges. Keep being a person of excellence. Have a strong work ethic. And you'll be surprised when one bridge burns, you look to your left and your brother got a bridge for you to cross over.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. That's definitely something that I know me and you have had conversations about. Is listen, there's nothing wrong with tithing to the church, and I think that's important. But my goodness, man, I'm sorry, that does not translate to necessarily to success, at least not financially. No. Now, I do believe that it can contribute to God working things in your favor.
It contributes. They make it more than what it is. They focus so much on the 10% that they haven't taught people to do it the 90%.
Yeah.
All you've heard is the tithe, the 10%, give. Because you know why? Churches need the money.
Right.
But that's why I respect places that don't talk about the money. Just preach the gospel. Let God take care of the rest. Let people determine their finances the way they want to determine it up under God's leadership and Holy Spirit leadership. And if it's God's ministry, he'll provide. So what am I saying? Back to what BD was about to say. Go ahead, BD. Finish what you were saying, because I didn't want to labor on that too long if you have something you want to add on that.
Well, no, I was just going to say, and don't get us wrong, misconstrued. Obviously, it costs money to keep the lights on in the church.
Sure.
So there's nothing wrong with that. What my issue is with sometimes the way it's presented is, okay, cool. If I give this 10%, I'm about to be balling. God's about to cash me out. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to have a work ethic. I don't have to give it everything that I have on my job. I don't have to be a good steward of my money. God's about to cash me out. And that is a misconception that I think is very prevalent in the church community today that I don't agree with. So I'm glad you brought that to the light.
Yeah.
But okay. So the next point that I take away from this situation with Skip and Shannon is I wrote down stay saved. And it kind of goes back to kind of what we were talking about earlier with Jonathan Majors and Michael Ealy. Listen, sometimes Satan is going to use other people in your life, your workplace, the church, whatever it is, to kind of poke and prod at you and do little things to kind of get you out of character and ruin opportunities and ruin the things that God has for you.
Now, Brandon, you really painting Skip like he's Satan, bro.
I'm not saying I didn't say Skip was Satan, but okay. J.E., you saw the episode where they was talking about Tom Brady, and come on, Skip was disrespectful in that.
What did Skip say?
He said you were never Tom Brady. Like you're mad because Tom Brady's still playing, and you had to retire how many years ago?
Is he Tom Brady?
He is not Tom Brady.
And so he's
No.
not Tom Brady.
Uh-huh.
He's not still
Okay.
playing. So what did Skip say? Is that not the truth?
Yes, but does that mean that you need to tell everybody the truth at any given time? Like if I walk up to my mom and I say, "Hey, mom, that food that you cooked last night, I'm sorry, it was trash, absolute trash." The food might have been trash. That doesn't mean that I needed to say it to my mom.
But
So-
at the end of the day, if well, we're not gonna get into that back and forth. We got principles to share. I don't want to get into a back and forth because I just think Shannon was a little sensitive, but that's just mine.
Shannon is a Hall of Famer.
With some tendencies.
Skip has never played any kind of sport in his life at a professional
I'm
level.
just messing,
So-
man. Keep going. keep going. keep going. keep going.
So-
keep going. Because the way he
This is
jumped,
the back and
the
forth.
way
Well,
he- the way he stepped out of that truck, man, that told me everything.
Oh my God. All right. Anyway, the point to take from this is
Just joking,
okay,
Shannon. You still sick? You still
You
big.
can say, yeah, you can say what you will. You know what I mean about the truth or the validity of what Skip said, but there will be situations in your workplace where there could be some truth with your boss might pull you to the side, or somebody like a assistant manager or somebody might pull you to the side and be getting on you about your stats, even though they're not really, maybe you don't have the best stats on the team, but maybe you don't have the worst either, but they present it to you in a way that, listen, you could have presented that in a different way. Like you was out of
for
pocket
sure.
the way that
For
you
sure.
brought that to me.
For sure.
So, and that's really what I'm saying about the Skip. Like, yeah, it was true, but like it's how you say it. And so Satan will bring people to do just little stuff like that. And there might be some truth to what they're saying, but they'll say it in a way that's designed to just kind of get you off track and get you out of character and out of pocket. And when you spaz out and you crash out, now you've lost your job. If Jonathan Majors, Michael Ealy comes along and picks up his wife in front, well, not his wife, but his girl in front of him, and he crashes out and swings on him. Okay, cool. Satan's happy. Now I've got him. He ain't getting no more Marvel movies. He's not getting no more big eye. He's going to be in the next Tyler Perry movie.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I took from it. In that situation, I think Shannon did a good job of remaining professional.
Oh, for sure.
A lot of people were saying, "Yo, you better than me." I would have reached across there and slapped him. I feel like a lot of people say that, and I don't think they really would have.
No, they wouldn't.
But yeah, I think. But ultimately, I think Shannon did a good job of just okay, cool. He expressed that he wasn't happy about it, but he stayed professional. He finished, until I guess he got removed from the show or whatever the case may be. And he's talked about since that a lot of the opportunities that he's been able to take on or that have been presented to him, they've said, hey, we saw how you handled the situation with Skip and the way that you handled it professionally. You're the type of person that we want, in our company's family, representing our company. And so that's one of the things that I took from it. Like you're going to come across situations in your life and in the workplace, in family, dealing with family, where people are going to say things that get on your nerves. People are going to say things and do things that are out of pocket, but you got to stay saved. Like the Canton Jones song back in the day, I'm going to stay saved. And that's going to allow you to maintain your witness. It's going to allow you to still, a lot of times what'll happen is those people will come back later and be like, hey man, I was out of pocket, the way I was talking to you, but man, the way you handle it, man, like it's something different about you. And that's when doors are open to witness and to reach people, and for God to provide opportunities in the future. So your first instinct isn't always the best reaction. Sometimes, Satan wants you to crash out and ruin future opportunities, but you have to keep a cool head. That's why you have to stay prayed up prior to running into situations. That's the importance of prayer. Sometimes you gotta start your day prayed up so that when you encounter these situations, you're in a good place, you're balanced, and you can hear the Spirit telling you, hey, holding you back, hold me back, hold me back. The Spirit will hold you back if you pray it up. But if you're not, then, you know what I'm saying, you're going to crash out and you're going to ruin opportunities. But that's one of the things that I took from it. J.E., how about you?
Yeah, man, that's huge, man. Like that's like, especially when you said staying prayed up, because one thing that you can't predict is how the enemy is going to attack you. You don't know.
Yeah.
But if you have a system of staying prayed up, staying prayed up basically means, in a practical sense, that you and God talk often. You got a song on your heart. The joy of the Lord is your strength. You don't express gratitude for the day. You don't enlist it. By the time you got to a troubling environment, you've already thanked God for 40 things already. You've created an aura about you. You created a peace about you that comes from how you went to bed the day before, the way you talked to God, engaged God, focused on yourself in the morning. That's why I tell people do a bunch of gratitude, like list 10 things you're grateful for. Take 10 deep breaths, get some oxygen in you, do some push-ups, do some type of act, like get everything charged up. Get everything going physically, mentally, emotionally. Like those are real things. Physically, do something physical. Take 10 deep breaths. Do some push-ups. Get your body awake. Mentally, read a book. Read a Bible verse. Meditate on God's word. Emotionally, express your heart to God. Express how you feel. And spiritually, just sit there and reflect on his goodness. You do that stuff every morning, man. Nothing the devil has for you that day will bother you. And so I think that is very key. Great point, Brandon, about being prayed up, man, because you never know where the enemy is going to try to attack you. But if you prayed up and you have perspective, yeah, you're going to be hit, but you won't hit back.
There you go. Absolutely. And the last thing that I kind of took from the situation, I wrote down, let God handle it. I think, if you look at what's happened since, Shannon was removed from the show, we talked about the success that he's been able to have, since then. And we've talked about, how Undisputed as a show kind of, the ratings weren't necessarily as good. And now, like I said, Skip is leaving the show. Shannon has had the opportunity to, really slander Skip Bayless, since leaving, about, the incident that they had and how everything was handled. And he's spoken on it a couple of times. I haven't seen an interview where he's just like, oh, Skip is trash. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's up if I ever see him. Like, I don't want nothing to do with Skip. He expressed that he wasn't happy with the situation, with the, what he perceived as the disrespect when they had that conversation. He's expressed that he wasn't happy about the way that, he was let go from the show. But for the most part, I think he's been, for the most part, respectful. He definitely has acknowledged that Skip did give him, the opportunity, and Skip did. Skip gave him an opportunity when a lot of people did not want to give him an opportunity because, he kind of has like a southern drawl and a little bit of a lisp. So Skip did give him an opportunity, and he acknowledged that. And again, he's had the opportunity. Like, Shannon has blown up since leaving Undisputed. So he could have danced on Skip's grave, if you will, and really rubbed it in. That's what you get for letting me go, and gone on interviews and just really downplayed Skip Bayless, and he didn't do that. And so what I kind of take from that is we have to let God handle the situation. We have to let God fight our battles. And that's kind of where everything that we talked about previously kind of comes into play. When you operate in excellence, when you stay saved and keep a level head, when these kind of situations arise, then that's when you can kind of operate in peace and tranquility and just walk away and let God handle the situation. We see what happened. You know what I mean? Like, you could, a lot of people felt like Skip was out of pocket for the way that he talked to Shannon. A lot of people felt like Skip was, or the show, if you don't want to blame it on Skip, felt like the show was out of pocket for letting Shannon go. And since then, the show has gone down. So I say that to say that, when you do the things, like I said, when you operate in excellence, when you have an excellent spirit about you, when you stay saved and you don't crash out over, the situations that you run into on the job and in the workplace and things like that. Once you've done all those things, you can rest in God and let him handle the situation. And it may not look like, the situation with Shannon where you just, I came up and you get the 6-figure position and the company that you left goes bankrupt. I mean, it may not look like that, but you have to trust that God's going to handle the situation, whatever that may look like. That you have to trust that he's going to provide another opportunity, that your needs are going to be met, and that however, that situation needs to be handled with whoever did you wrong, God will handle that situation. He'll deal with them, and you may never see it, but you have to trust and know and rest in your relationship with God and your security and with God, that he will handle the situation. The Bible says, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. So a lot of times we want to take things into our own hands, but I think it's important to let God handle the situations that we run into in life. Operate in excellence, keep a cool head, stay prayed up, and just let God handle it. So those are the things that I took from it. J.E., any last words on that?
Yeah. So like I said, everything that BD said is spot on, especially for all that we could see about the situation. We don't know how Shannon was. We don't know all the back behind the scenes. I don't know why FS1 let him go. I don't know all that kind of stuff. But the stuff that we visibly saw from Shannon, the way he's handled it, is amazing. I do respect how I don't think Skip said anything or did anything that was like outside of character. Like, I don't think Skip's a racist. I don't think Skip is none of that kind of stuff. And of course, the show is going to tank when the show started off with, I'm pretty sure this show would tank if you left. This show would tank if I left because we started together. It's going to be hard to find somebody equivalent to a Shannon Sharpe, especially if you started a show that way. So I hate to see Skip go. I like Skip. I like Shannon too. Skip, but it's unfortunate, but he did get 32 M's out of the deal. So at the end of the day, no matter how this show ends, this show can end how it ends. I got 32 M's. And it's time. You 72 years old, Skip. LeBron is about to retire. He has no other talking points. So at the end of the day, Skip, it's time for Skip to go. Skip, and you're known as the Godfather, man. Listen, at the end of the day, let these people laugh at you. Let them, Skip, listen to me, man. Keep skipping to the bank, man. Cash that last check with Fox FS1. You and your wife, you go out there and just enjoy the end of your life. Still do your podcast. Still do stuff like that, man. You're rich. It's over, man. You're not going to find another Stephen A. or Shannon Sharpe. You're not. He tried with all those other guys, but Shannon Sharpe and Stephen A. Smith are the only two people you can marry to a Skip Bayless. No other type of male is going to work with Skip Bayless. So, of course, it just like when LeBron leaves Cleveland, every team LeBron leaves caves in because LeBron was the system. And so when you remove that and you don't have no LeBron topics no more, you don't have someone on the other side that loves LeBron, man, it's over. But we learned a lot from Shannon, man. Shannon, man, big ups, man. You handled that well. But yeah, that's all I got to say. I don't got much to say about it.
Nah, that's what's up.
My points are a little bit too strong for the podcast. So I'm going to let Brandon cook. That's why I let Brandon cook. I like Brandon. Brandon is really, he's giving it to Shannon right now. Pause. I'm sorry. But he's really just, I said, I'm going to let him cook with Shannon. Maybe we'll start a mess.
You can say what you will. Not since the Patriots let Tom Brady go and he went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and won a championship. The very next year, have we seen someone unceremoniously released and go on to achieve the kind of success that Shannon has had?
But was it Shannon or was it Cat Williams?
He was successful before Cat Williams.
He
was already on First Take.
Yeah, he was successful. But, well, let's keep going. Keep going.
It took him to another level.
For sure.
But,
Let's keep going.
again,
Let's keep going.
right. We have our
You gonna
opinions
bait me
on
back in? Yeah.
the inner workings of everything, and I don't want to put Josh in that position.
Yeah, man.
But no matter what, there are still things that you can take from how Shannon handled the situation and how he's been able to elevate since. So, let us know what you think about that scenario, and hop in the comments and let us know. We're going to keep it moving to the best segment of the podcast, because we have a new segment that I am going to call Rate the Plate. All right.
Okay. BD, I see.
So I've got, yeah. I'm trying, So I've got 4 plates, J.E., with various dishes and sides and accoutrements that we are going to take a look at.
What is that? Accoutrement?
Yeah.
What's accoutrement?
Yeah. It is a complimentary piece.
Well, I'm a stutter if I use that word. I can't use that. That's one of the words I can't use in a sentence.
It's okay.
Yeah. I'm going to let you
Don't
keep that. Yeah.
Yep. We're going to look at these plates and we're going to rank them from 4 to 1. We've got 4 plates and we're going to rank them from 4 to 1. So I'm going to bring up the photo and let's see what we've got here. All right. So,
Okay.
the first plate, it looks like we've got some lamb chops, with a glaze on there. We've got it over a bed of rice, okay? Over there in the top left corner, looks like some baked mac and cheese. And then on the top right, looks like we've got some collard greens. That's plate number 1, J.E. Strong start. Plate number 2,
Okay.
it looks like we've got a cookout all-star plate. We've got some barbecue chicken wings. We've got some collard greens, which I don't often see at cookouts, but it looks delicious. We've got some corn on the cob, okay, for a little health consciousness there. We've got some baked beans over there in the top right corner, and we've got the side glizzy up in the top right.
Why they don't got the glizzy in the picture, man? Get the full glizzy, man. Don't do the glizzy like that. Don't half the glizzy. Put the glizzy full in the picture, man. Show some respect.
They do kind of got the glizzy off to the side like that. I don't know if I appreciate that.
Yeah,
but
man.
we'll still rock with it. Plate number 3. We've got what looks like smothered baked chicken, seasoned to perfection. Looks like we've got some cornbread down there, cornbread muffins down there. We've got some collard greens, looks like, in the bottom right corner. I think, some stuffing. Yep, we've got some stuffing up there by the smothered baked chicken. We've got mac and cheese, and we've got some cranberry sauce. So we've got kind of like a Thanksgiving remix, if you will, with that plate. And then the 4th plate, we've got some baby back ribs. Mm-hmm. Looks like they're tender. Looks like they're falling off the bone. In the corner there, I believe that is cornbread. A little piece of cornbread on the left side. We've got some strong-looking baked beans. We've got some elite-level baked beans. It looks like there's some peppers in there, some onions. Yeah. High-level baked bean action there. We've got some corn on the cob, and then we've got some collard greens over to the right. J.E. How do you rank these plates from 4 to 1?
Man, bro. Man, number 3. Hold on. So I'm going from 4 to 1, right?
Yeah.
Number 2 is number 4, just off the disrespect of the glizzy alone.
Okay, number 2 is
number 4.
The cookout plate is
cookout plate.
Okay.
Man, the baked beans look a little. They look like what's some things that they what's the name of that thing? The
Bushes.
Nah, man, it looks like it's just too soupy for me. I like my baked beans strong, like number 4, strong, thick. Well, okay. All right.
I got you.
All right, sorry.
Pause.
Got carried away.
Yep. Got a little carried away there.
2's number 4.
Okay.
Number 3 has to go to number 1. I mean, lamb chops are cool, but I think I've only had lamb chops 4 times in my life.
They're expensive.
Expensive, but they're good. But I've had some I had some dry lamb chops before, man.
You can very easily overcook them because that little fillet is kind of small, so very easy to overcook lamb chops.
But yeah, so 2, 1. Oh, that bottom row. That bottom row is a tough one, man. Oh no, man. Okay, see.
Okay, wait. Which one is okay? So the cookout tray with the glizzy, that's your number 4, right?
Yeah, that's the bottom. Yeah.
And then you said the pork chops number 3 on your list?
Those lamb chops, right?
I'm sorry, lamb chops.
Yeah, lamb chops number 3. Yep.
Okay.
Man, it's gonna be tough for that bottom row. Only because because I'm not. Can I switch this? Okay. You know what I can do? No. What I'll do is I'm gonna trade out the collards. Okay, I'm gonna move everything. I'm gonna move the baked beans and the ribs over to number 3, and then that right there is the best plate.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
You're taking the baked beans and the ribs and putting them over on the 3rd plate?
They don't got to be on the plate. They could be a plate beside the plate. But yeah, I'm keeping everything on number 3, man. But it's hard. It's hard because okay. First off, the baked beans on number 4. Man, they look good.
Yeah.
They're having a party over there, man. They look like everything in that little portion control area right there looks like they're having a good time. Those beans right there, man, with some cornbread. But the throwback Thanksgiving plate.
Yeah.
Man, number 2's 4, number 1's 3. Number 3's number 2, and number 4's number 1. I have to, because bro, them rack of ribs and them baked beans, bro.
Ooh.
That's the plate of this season. Now, if this was October, early November, of course I would have went 3, number 1, because the anticipation.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's how I rate those
for
plates.
you. 2, 1, 3,
3
4.
and 4. Yeah.
2, 1, 3, 4. Okay.
Because those macaroni
Hop
and
in
cheese,
the comments.
Those macaroni and cheese, I don't know, man. They look kind of sus, man.
Which mac and cheese?
Number 3's macaroni and cheese, bro.
Really?
Like the bottom corner of the noodles is just too much. It look like it's Kraft mixed with some. Yeah, man, it looks too soupy to me. I need my macaroni and cheese together. I'm used to blocks. I'm not used to like my macaroni and cheese just go where they want to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like my stuff together, bro. I like my macaroni and cheese one band, one sound.
I used to. I'm not. I kind of like not soupy, not Kraft.
Okay.
But not necessarily the block anymore because there's a happy medium. Like if you really know what you're doing and you're creating like the roux and ahead of time with the cheese sauce.
Now you talking. But I don't know if the roux is in.
But we don't know. It's kind of hard to tell with the picture. So I'm not mad. I'm not mad at your list by any stretch of the imagination.
What you got, BD?
For me, the 4th option probably has to be number 2. I would agree with you on that one.
Yeah, man. That corn on the cob looks like, man, it's been on the grill too long. The glizzy looks like it got shot.
The glizzy glizzy looks like it got
Don't look like it got
shot.
shot, bro. I'm like, why the glizzy? The glizzy don't look attractive at all. The glizzy like it's deformed, bro. It got lumps. Is that a glizzy or is that like one of them vegan glizzies?
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, the glizzy looks like it, I don't know, like it might have an STD or something like that. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it look like it's that time of the month. That's what that look like.
And then not only that, but like half of my plate is like vegetables at that point. And it's like, listen, I'm not here for health consciousness right now. You're rating the best plate. So if you just look at the makeup of that plate, half of it is vegetables. I'm going to have to dock them for that. So that's going to be my number 4. Number 3 for me. I'm going to go, and this is tough, but I'm gonna go with the rib plate.
What?
I'm gonna put that as number 3. Yeah, I'm gonna put that as number 3.
What?
Again,
Nah,
we've got double vegetables. We've got double
Man,
vegetables.
stop. Who cares? Okay, you like meat. Okay, get it. I get it. You
Whoa,
like meat.
yo,
Okay.
time out. Yo.
All right.
Yo.
Okay,
Listen.
that's what we're concluding right now.
Listen, I know we just talked about stay saved, but you're pushing it. All right. Listen,
bro.
painting me in a bad light.
That number 4 got the most meat on the plate. There's meat in
I'm
the
not
baked
sure.
beans, bro.
Listen, for me,
Wow.
I don't necessarily need the corn on the cob. The greens look really green. That shade of green there
listen.
means that, listen, I need my collard greens to look pale. Like I need them cooked in all manner of ham hock and grease. Those greens look very healthy. It might even be spinach. I'm not even sure.
Well, let me ask you this question though. Does not number 4 have the 2 best things on this whole picture? Top 2?
I
Those
don't
baked
share
beans and those ribs are the 2 top things in this picture. Out of all the things in this picture, the 2 top things.
The ribs are the top thing I think in this picture. I don't share your affinity for beans. So yeah, beans are cool.
All right, man.
But,
Let's go ahead and go, man. Keep going, man. Because bro.
This is my list.
But that's true.
This is me.
That's true.
This is me.
But you are right. The corn on the cob and I don't know if that's spinach or whatever's over there.
Yeah.
Does make this plate come down. I understand where you're coming from.
For me.
Man, fresh off the 4th. Man,
Yeah.
go for some
It
ribs.
hurts because those ribs, again, look like the best thing on this entire.
But I understand. Oh,
But
I know why.
I'm looking at the overall picture.
I know you're newly single and you want some lamb chops. When you married with kids, bro, you ain't had no lamb chops.
You're not eating lamb chops.
You're not eating lamb chops.
But you know what I can do now, JP? I can go get me a plate of lamb chops, and it might cost me $35, but that's all I have to
see
pay.
where this is going now is making sense. I was like, oh, no wonder he's giving up. Okay. Go ahead, Brandon. Lamb chops number 1. I already know your order.
No. Number 2. I got him as number 2.
Okay.
The lamb chops, listen, lamb chops are delicious, first and foremost. Now, again, if they're done wrong, you can overcook them. But I'm assuming that I'm going to an esteemed restaurant who knows what they're doing with the lamb chops. Yeah. So if these lamb chops are hidden, I have those lamb chops. I have them over a bed of rice. Ooh. Okay. I have what looks like baked mac and cheese over there in the left corner.
That's a struggling baked mac. I ain't never seen a blanket on top of macaroni and cheese like that. Look at that blanket. That blanket like it's like
that's the blanket you want, JE. That is the blanket of love.
Maybe I can't see this picture like maybe. Okay.
I want that blanket on my mac and cheese. I want that top layer that's just not burnt because it doesn't look like it's burnt. But just that nice crispiness, you run the fork against it and it gives you that, and then you crack into it and it's soft and cheesy in the middle. That's the kind of mac and cheese I want, and that's what it looks like I'm getting there. And I'm getting that combined with a bed of rice.
Gotcha.
And then we have what looks like some collard greens in the corner.
Man, these
it
people's
looks
collard
like
greens
those are the collards.
struggling.
What's that?
These people's collards, bro, don't look good, bro.
They look okay. They look okay.
Yeah.
They look okay. But again, that's a small little portion of collards over there in the corner. But the majority of the plate, I have my lamb chops, I have my bed of rice, and I have my mac and cheese. There's not a lot of wasted. It's a very efficient plate. Everything on that plate is going to get taken down. Everything on that plate works. Okay. Number one, I'm sorry, has to be the smothered baked chicken plate. There is nothing on that plate that I don't want. I get baked chicken smothered with gravy. Yeah. I get stuffing, which is a delicacy that normally is reserved only for the holiday season. Okay. I get cranberry sauce to accommodate the baked chicken and the stuffing. I get mac and cheese, and it looks like that's a big back portion of mac and cheese. They didn't skimp on the mac and cheese there. It looks like there are 3 cornbread muffins, and then what looks like some good collard greens. To me, it looks like there's some ham hocks in there. So everything on that plate, it's all getting mixed together. I need all of that love all mixed together. The stuffing, I need it touching the mac and cheese. I need the dipping the chicken with the cranberry sauce. The cornbread, I'm putting some collards on there and putting some stuffing on top. Like that plate is just that's what I need. That's what I need in my life. Everything, all the pieces work together. There's no, nothing that doesn't belong, nothing that doesn't go with anything else on the plate. And so for me, that plate is number one.
I respect it, man. Those number 3 and number 4 can be interchangeable depending on the day. So I understand. I was on Instagram the other day or earlier today, and I saw a lot of good ribs. And so I think subconsciously I lean towards the ribs. But if I was to be true to my soul, man, number 3 would be number 1. But I ain't had a good rib in a long time.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you wanted the ribs, you wanted the ribs, man. If you like taking,
you just wanted meat. So that's I understand that.
Well, you just wanted the bone, so yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You go low, I go lower.
Wow. Whoa. No. Hey, yo. Unfortunately, I'm the Reverend, so I have to be careful with what I say. But
absolutely. We wouldn't want you to be any other way. Hop in the comments. Let us know what order you would put these plates in. You can use the numbers that accompany the specific plates. JE's was 2, 1, 3, 4. Mine was 2, 4, 1, 3. So drop in the comments what your number combination would be in the order that you would rank these plates. I'm very interested to hear what you guys, what your opinion is on this. All right. Do we have time for one more thing, or you got to go, JE?
I got to go, actually. What did you have?
Okay. It was just a really quick clip, another really quick food clip, but yeah.
If you do it quick, bro.
Gotta go.
About 3-4 minutes.
All right, really quick.
Traveling situation, whether in preseason or regular season, all the rookies already knew, man, you got to go get a big boy order of chicken coop. And D'Angelo Williams put me on. I wasn't vegetarian or vegan at the time, so, he was like, bro, what you doing, bro? Hot sauce ain't just enough for the chicken. I said, what am I missing? He said, bro, you got to drizzle honey on that. I said, you put honey on chicken? And boy.
That sound different.
Let me tell you something.
Hey. I wanted to bring this up really quick. Number one, to shout out Price's Chicken Coop in Charlotte, North Carolina. Rest in peace to Price's Chicken Coop. I don't know why they went. I don't even want to say went out of business, because they never had an issue with customers, to my knowledge. But anyway, some of the best fried chicken you'll ever have. But I wanted to talk about, because I know that's something that I do. Now I know you don't really like sausage. Sauces. Wow.
Both of those are correct.
But I was curious, like,
I put honey
have
on
you
my chicken.
ever?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honey
Do you
on
put hot
chicken.
sauce on your chicken?
No, don't do hot sauce on chicken.
Have you ever tried hot sauce on chicken?
Of course I have.
And you didn't like it?
I don't necessarily like hot food. Like, I don't like hot sauce on my chicken because I feel like it takes away from the experience that I just want to have with the chicken.
I can respect that because sometimes, especially if it's like from a really good place, I'm like, okay, I feel like the hot sauce, like it adds to the chicken, but it can also
take away.
I want to taste the flavors. Okay, I want to taste, what the different herbs and spices
Hot
that
sauce
you
is
put
like, hey,
into the.
Hey, what about me? What about me? It's
it
very
can kind of
self-centered.
overpower it.
Yeah.
But if you're putting hot sauce in honey, have you ever tried that?
I've never tried that, but I will try it.
All I ask is that you try it, J.E.
I'll try it.
I'm interested to hear what your opinion is. Be careful. I don't want you to backslide. So, in your own time and when you feel the time is right.
I hear the rumblings by the door. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Well, I don't want you to get in trouble. J.E. has some things to do, family life obligations that he has to uphold. So we're going to get out of here. Again, you guys, we thank you for rocking with us here today. It's been a great episode. If you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hop in the comments. Let us know how you felt about the episode. Rank your plates. J.E., you got any last words of wisdom?
Yeah. Don't let minor things become major problems. That's all.
All right. Well, until next week, we are the Good Guys Podcast. My name is Brandon. BD. He is Joshua. J.E. We are the Good Guys. And we are out.
Peace.